Hey crafty friends, it's Jo. Thanks for joining me again today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So today I have another little technique for you using embossing folders. Are you sick of them by now? You must be getting sick of them. If you've been around here for a while, you will know that I love embossing folders. So today we're also playing with some washi stickers or vellum stickers. These ones here are from Uniquely Creative and they were in the Serenity collection. Aren't they beautiful? There is so many pretty florals in this packet, and their packet is chock-a-block full as well. So many options. So I'm just going through my packet at the moment and I'm picking out some of the florals that I want to use, and then I'm going to pop these back into my packet. These little vellum or washi stickers look beautiful on candles as well. I've done heaps of candles using these pretty little stickers. So I've got my card panel here. This is already cut down to 4 inches by 5 1/4. And I'm just placing the stickers on top just to kind of get a composition that I like. So you could have covered the whole panel. I think though that sometimes there is beauty in simplistic things, so I've kept it very minimal. I've just kept it to the 3, and odd numbers are always good too. So I'm liking how that's looking, and I'm going to stick them to my card now. Now these are a little tricky to get off the back. Once you find the knack of doing it, you'll find it is quite easy. So I kind of just roll them a little bit between my fingers, and you'll find that they peel off relatively simple. So they've got like that plastic back on it. And then I'm just going to lay it on my cardstock. I'm just going to leave the overhang there for a while. And that's also securing my page to my desk as well, actually, which is good because these washi stickers curl up a little bit. So you can see they came off a lot easier as I got more comfortable using them. It's just trying to get the right position for it. And they're quite forgiving too. If you stick them down, you do have a little bit of time to get them back up again if you want to change the position. Now you could cut off the excess. I'm just going to fold the excess over my card base. And now to take this up a notch, I'm going to run this through an embossing folder. So I've pulled out 2 embossing folders here. These are not 3D embossing folders. These are just regular embossing folders. The first one from Paper Rose, this one here is called Hand Stitching number 2. And this one here is called Quilted by Uniquely Creative. I would suggest when you're doing this technique that you use a small all over print. And if you want to use a 3D embossing folder, another little tip is to run it through your folder and you will find that the design is very detailed. So to knock it back a little bit so that your images come to the forefront, just put it back through your die cutting machine again without the folder, and that will flatten that out and just give you a look of it, texture behind. So there is my panel. How pretty does that look? Just that simple detail just takes it up a level. So I have some lavender cardstock here, and I'm going to stick that to my card base. So my card base is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I apologize here. This tape is, I love this tape. This tape is the 12mm double-sided tape by Couture Creations. It is super sticky. I love it because it is super sticky. I also hate it because it's super sticky. So I do get myself in a little bit of strife here. I thought what I would do to try and make this line up perfectly was to use my stamping platform. But you'll see here, that tape is super sticky, and I should have just peeled off 3 sides instead of peeling off all 4. But I managed to get it down. I learnt the second time around. So if you stick around, I also have another card for you, a bonus card today, using PET tape. So PET tape is like a plastic tape, and another really cool little sticker to have in your stash. These make really easy, super easy cards, super quick cards. And again, it's using your stash, all those embossing folders that we have put away. So I've got my panel on and I've picked out just a few sentiments. And again, if you've been here a little while, you know the struggle is real with sentiments and me. I go back and forth. I did like this big one actually, but I didn't end up using it. I settled with the sending hugs. I like the way that kind of sat across the card there, and I like that font. So I'm going to add some foam tape to the back of this now before I stick it on my card. I would also suggest as well, I didn't do it for this card, I did for the second card, but if you're using these washi stickers or vellum stickers, I would also add a little bit of glue just for a little bit of extra stick, because sometimes double-sided tape or sticky doesn't like to adhere to the washi. So a little bit of glue will make sure that your sentiment doesn't fall off. So my sentiment nestles nicely kind of in between those bottom 2 florals there. And my card's almost completed. I just need to add some embellishments. So I've pulled out a couple of colours here. I did go fishing for some silver, but I didn't have silver. So I had these little, I think they're 2mm or 3mm pearls from Couture Creations. And I think they went perfectly with my card. The pearls would have worked as well, just the nice chantilly pearls, but I thought I would stick with all purple. So I'm just going to pop in here 3 little clusters of 3. And you'll see here how I position them, just trying to get a bit of a visual triangle happening. But gosh, those washi flowers, they are so, so pretty. I'm just trying to work out here where to put that last little cluster. And my card's completed. So like I said, I do have a bonus card for you today. There's a little close-up. There is a close-up at the end as well. But let's move on to my bonus card. So for this bonus card, I have this pretty pack of floral stickers. These are PET stickers. Now, I can't remember exactly where I got them from. They may have been the washi tape shop, or they could have even been Journal Say. Not 100% sure I can remember. But there was so many pretty choices in this packet, and there's actually 2 of each as well. So I'm just going through my pack here, trying to find the floral that I want to use. And after going through them all, I did settle on that one just on the left. So I wanted to take this up a notch, and I wanted to add some color as well to the background. This kind of went a little bit pear-shaped. I did leave all the video in here so you could see how I got to the final result. So originally I was going to use these stencils from Alter New, and I have to admit I have a little bit of trouble using them because they're so fine. You really need to have some pixie spray or spray adhesive to keep them stuck down. I don't have any of that at the moment. I have ordered some. It's actually not very easy to get here in Australia. So I did order some, but that wasn't going to work for me. So then I thought maybe I could use my mint tape if I was to create a border the whole way around. But this mint tape, I think it might be the 1-inch mint tape. You can see here I did start to stick it down. When I started covering it, I thought I'm not actually going to have enough room for the ink that I want to lay down. So then that all came up. Then I have this little mat here that I use quite often, but that was too big. And then my next thought was I pulled out my rectangle dies from Pink Fresh Studios, and I thought I could make a little stencil mat just from cardstock and use that, and I can always use it again. It's no big deal even if I throw it out. So I picked out the size that I wanted from the die there, and then I thought my card panel was already trimmed down. So to make everything easy, I trimmed the card here down as well, so that when it is die cut out, I can lay it directly over the top and everything is going to line up perfectly. So I did have to pivot just a little bit, but we got there in the end. It's just holding it down with the washi, and I'm going to run that through my die cutting machine. And now I have created for myself a stencil. So you can see here how that now lines up perfectly over that card panel. So I'm going to add the washi, or sorry, the mint tape, just to hold it all back down again. And I have a couple of colors here picked out for my inks. I have milled lavender and shabby shutters. Wasn't quite sure if I was going to go with the lavender, but I ended up sticking with this green, and I think the green gave it a really nice pop of color. So just blending some ink on my background there. I did try to have a little bit more at the bottom and fade it lighter at the top. And it kind of just grounds that sticker. Once that sticker's stuck on, it just kind of grounds it. So there we go. So again, these stickers are very similar to the washi that I was just using. Just kind of roll it back between your fingers. And I am a little bit careful just so you don't get finger marks or fingerprints on the back of it. And I'm giving it a good press as well. So I'm going to bring back those two embossing folders now and then make a choice. So again, that's the quilted one. And I wasn't a fan of that one with that image, but I did really like this one. And there we go. Again, just a great way of using your embossing folders. So I did have just a smidge of green ink on the bottom, so I've just trimmed that off. And I'm going to go through the same process as the first card, matting it onto some lavender cardstock. Only this time I have myself a little bit more organized. So when I stuck the tape on, I stuck the tape on all four corners, but when I went to stick it onto my card base, I only pulled off one of the sides and stuck that down first. And that made life so much easier. So you'll have to let me know in the comments below which card is your favorite. Is this a technique that you have tried? I'd like to know. And also, are you sick of embossing folders yet? I am an embossing folder freak. I actually started my craft journey a long time ago with embossing folders. It was embossing folders that got me on the design team for Couture Creations. That's another whole story too. If you want to hear that story, let me know. I can share that with you as well. So I stuck with the same sentiment, the sending hugs. I did just add glue to this. Because of that plastic feel of a sticker, I wanted to make sure that it was stuck down really well. And this already had another die cut behind it. It had already been stacked up. I'm just going to finish off my card with some pearls. I ended up going with the same pearls that I used in my first card, those tiny little ones. And again, my card is almost complete. I just want to take a moment just to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed to my channel. Thank you for all your beautiful comments. Your comments are so lovely. They really brighten my morning. Every morning I sit down with my cuppa when I first get up and I read the comments, and you ladies and gentlemen are just so kind. And it's a really lovely place to be. Let's face it, sometimes the internet is not so kind, but there is just some really lovely people out there. So thank you again for all your beautiful comments. It really is appreciated. This is just all pure fun for me, my YouTube channel. I just enjoy sharing, and I think everybody has something to share. So here's a couple of close-ups for you. I really hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what you thought. Until next time, have a wonderful day. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.